You see how much junk in here? Get that lock off there. Alright, I know this bag ain't moving. She can't climb it, so. I mean, it's the archive, so. Man. I know I ain't tripping. I ain't turn up this flashlight now. I ain't playing in the dark. You better find that dial. Footsteps. All the light we can get. Oh, man. Can't close that. What belongings? You gonna keep playing. That's what this is. Was these stores closed? No. I came through there. Man.
Now we can open the bundle on that table in front of the window.
Why? There's somebody else here. Just look ugly down. Might wanna hold on to that. Look at it. Okay. Yeah, I know.
You see? Mom was good. I was bad. Mom was worried about Renee and Charlotte. I abandoned Charlotte. We've abandoned her.
Did we? You not gonna take that? Why's the water still running?
Let's look for Charlotte. We have abandoned her. Will she still be where we abandoned her, under the warm lights?
And all the doors is open. We gonna see Charlotte. She right there. Charlotte, this me. Oh, this dude. Get up.
I didn't do anything. I just obeyed orders. I only obeyed orders. Charlotte got away. Mom will come and get us. She loves us, even though we're orders. Leave us alone. Charlotte didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders, even though we're bad. Mom won't leave us alone.
I didn't do anything.
Charlotte gone away.
I only obeyed orders.
Mom will come and get us now. She loves us, even though we're bad.
I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
Man, what they about to do? Is he still? He's still behind. Sister. they give us some voltage. You finna hit it. Here it comes. You just scared me.
Can I have a look at your cookie? Daddy.
Oh boy. She scared me. Same letter. Peaceful. So they zapped everything away?
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk?
Why you don't go back and find out? Okay.
September 7th, 1938.
Taking another test.
The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air. Excited, clamorous, slightly confused, takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days. High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words. Laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then.
Is Amari fake?
Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they?
No, don't sound like it. And what reality? I don't know. Yeah, we going this route.
December 15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution. Delinquency? Prostitution? Renee? It seems so strange, unreal. It can't be true. And Amara, she loved us and would tell us everything. She wouldn't hide anything from us.
Man, that's them voices in your head,
Her
girl.
mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. Treated with Cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks. The therapies removed the light for a while, but also all her will, desire, and hope.
He's trying to help you. Come on now.
It was torture, but we had no choice. Nobody explained anything. No one tried to help us understand. We were like farm animals.
Yeah.
June 2nd. After a long period of calm and improvement, the patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination. She swears and curses those helping her, flailing her arms and hitting them. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago in her 3rd month of pregnancy. Conception occurred after she had sexual intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes.
That's deep.
ES therapy. A spontaneous abortion. It's not true. I can't believe it. How could I have invented things if I didn't even know what they were doing to me?
Oh, yeah. That's a lie. What is written here might be false or just the wrong way of looking at things. You really did know. You can't be sure. Who was renamed? No, I don't know what this is. Yeah, they made you have it, man.
And the stranger in the grounds. I don't remember. Was that another lie? Or was another memory removed? God, my head.
Who knows, well, there are a lot of things you don't remember as if you hadn't done it. It was Jude, perhaps. It was her the other day. You just don't remember.
June 13th. The nurses report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits. Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated. August 20th, tied to bed. The nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend. 2 days later, she is still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte. All visits forbidden, constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results. Calm down. You must be calm. Don't get agitated. We'll make you calm down. Is that the only thing that matters? Is tranquility worth the price of not living?
there. In any case, it was a life not worth living. At least that way, that's how it was. Ooh, you gotta be careful with this one. From outside, everything's more acceptable. Oh no.
March 3rd. Alert, correct attitude, replies when questioned. The nurses report that the patient is calm. She washes and looks after herself. She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation. Probably a regressive hallucination. Evaluate transfer. Did I imagine Amara? That's not possible. She was there. I know she was there. I feel it. She must have left some traces of her presence.
Guess we gotta find her. So, plane coming through here.
June 1935. After much theorizing and practice in clinics for the privileged, the moment for action has finally arrived. Volterra is the right place. It's an avant-garde hospital, the perfect place for a doctor who really wants to make a difference. November 20th. Crossing the threshold of the asylum was similar to entering another dimension. A world of smells, noises, and images which it is almost impossible to imagine, describe, or explain. August 1936. The situation is similar to that in many other institutions. The department is overcrowded. Hundreds of patients are supervised by a handful of nurses who are forced to tie the more distressed ones to their beds or to radiators. They do 24-hour shifts. It's impossible to work like this. We doctors rarely see the female patients, and it's the nurses who tell us what's happening to the women. The overpowering stench in the wards, the constant din of shouts and voices that are barely recognizable as human, dirty, naked bodies devoid of any dignity. The lunatic asylum gets under your skin and wears you down. I often consider resigning. I feel useless, impotent, a sort of merciful jailer, a mercy that helps no one and only helps to ease my conscience. March 15th, 1938. Dramas are played out before my eyes every single day, and I try to distance myself from them, and just do the best I can. But a girl arrived some days ago. I couldn't avoid her gaze. All she asked in her dignified silence was not to be ripped away from her world. And me. I'm old enough to be her father, the father she never had, who didn't want her, who rejected her without even knowing her. I too refused what she asked me. I couldn't do anything but add my signature and consign her to hell. A danger to herself and to others, and a cause of public scandal. This was what was written on the accompanying note from the police headquarters.
It was difficult not to agree with it. How much more violence must this poor girl be subjected to? Her gaze is so intense, so far removed from the carefree nature which should be the joyous hallmark of her age. I cried myself to sleep in my solitude. I kept thinking about those sad and frightened eyes staring at me.
I don't know what he talking about. Making too much noise.
We can try to find her medical records in the archive where their letters were filed.
I figured that. Was I downstairs? I think I was. I'm trying to find Amara. That way or this way? Observation. Can't be down here. What was it? It's getting old. Oh, I don't see it here. Kept the records. Oh. Oh, she died. Amara was real. but it's right there. I mean, what else could I be looking for? Okay, guess we're going back there. I don't know where I was at. I'm missing something. It's a quiet room.
Amara B., aged 32, housewife, mother of 2 daughters, married to Mario B.
So Amara does exist. Yet she had no children and wasn't married, but that photo, it's her.
June 3rd, 1936. Admitted yesterday, showing signs of improvement. June 8th. Cheerful, calm, and tranquil. Her behavior is good and she's keeping herself clean and tidy. Discharged on June 10th. April 28th, 1937. Arrived accompanied by her husband in an anxious and nervous state. Has difficulty speaking, trembles. Discharged May 14th. March 8th, 1938. A few days before Renee was admitted, she told me that she too had been admitted only a short time previously. Arrived yesterday in a febrile state. Discharged March 14th.
She didn't leave. Certainly not after a few days. No.
June 22nd, 1939. Readmitted once more. The patient shows rapid improvement. Discharged July 2nd. August 1st, 1941. The latest of many admissions due to agitation. Discharged August 27th.
She came and went, stayed only for short periods, but I remember she was always with me. What's going on?
March 4th, 1942. Back again, the same situation. March 8th. Compared to previous admissions, the patient seems depressed even after a few days, although her demeanor is calm and she is attentive. Discharged March 25th. April 2nd. The patient is distracted and apathetic. Her husband brought her here and said, "She's not eating, doctor. She spends all her time sleeping. I'm so worried, doctor. You know her. You can help her." April 6th. Tuberculosis. Patient transferred to the Maragliano Pavilion and is in isolation. May 3rd, 1942. Death from tuberculosis at approximately 8:30 a.m.
Is Amara dead? Poor dear friend. I wasn't even able to say goodbye to you.
Enclosed is a manuscript written by the patient, probably in a state of delirium. I'm dying, I know it. I'm losing a lot of blood, bleeding internally too. It's strange. Since I came back in here, I can't stop thinking about that little girl with her sad eyes, her desperation. I only saw her for a short time, it's true, but she remains in my heart. Will she still be here? I hope to God not. I hope she's better and her mother's taken her home. My memories don't match up. What's the point of this? Perhaps my memory is playing tricks on me. Things are not as I remember them, as I see them. But she said she liked me.
I just can't understand it. I just wanted to say goodbye to her for the last time. I never even said goodbye to her.
Yeah.